Good morning, everyone. That music cue couldn't have been more perfectly timed. I swear that wasn't planned. That just worked. I'm just smooth like that. I'm just slick like that. Are we coming through okay, chat? How are we doing? I know. I need to stop being late, Smoothie. I really need to get that figured out before Renegades, don't I? I have 7 days. 7 days to figure it out. I'll add it to the list right after troubleshooting Crunchyroll. I gotta troubleshoot Crunchyroll. Let me go ahead and get this swapped over right here. I'm also gonna load up Destiny, actually. Let me do that really quick. Give me 1 second. Smooth Smoothie. Oh no. Oh no, that's truly cursed. Give me 1 second. It is evening in the UK. I guess it is, isn't it? I guess it is. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this plopped on over here. Is my Steam Deck working again? Let's see. Yay, it's working! Let's go! Hello everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this up just a little bit. Turn the light on a little bit. It's a little dark. Is it going? Yeah, it's going. Alright, there we go. How's it going, everyone? It's been a minute and my screen isn't on. Of course my screen isn't on. How is it going, everyone? How the fuck is it going? My camera, track me, Tiny. Tiny, please. I'm begging, Tiny. Vex with the continued support. Thank you so much, my friend. Can't believe I'm almost 2 years. Wow, really? That's crazy. That is crazy. Let me go ahead and mute this music over here. We're gonna get into Destiny here. Actually, I'll keep it going. So we're gonna hang out in the tower for just a minute. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's almost December. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Okay. So let's first of all, been a minute. I know it's been a minute. I've been taking a break from Destiny. As you can see by my light level, I am 300. I did get the what's it called? The tech set drop. So I am 300. I got that much. You know what? Actually, don't let them hear me. I grinded to 300. I didn't take advantage of the chest. I grinded that. All right. You should be very impressed. So I have not been playing in a minute. I started playing again this morning because I was having a good time. And wanted to hop in for the stream, play some of the Call to Arms event, although I know I'm like nightmarishly late to that. But yeah, man, I haven't played in a minute. It hasn't been interesting to me, so I've been taking a break. I wanted to just give myself a reset period, you know, and consider myself reset. I am very ready to get back into the swing of things, get back into the grind next week. Weirdly enough, it's not even. I'm gonna turn this freaking Destiny music off. I'm gonna skip it. Let's skip this song. Let's go to the next one. It's not even that I'm like so excited about Renegades. Yo, my favorite Pokemon content creators trying out Destiny. It's all right. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Jedi, it's almost your birthday. Don't tell me Renegades comes out on your birthday, Jedi. That would be insane, wouldn't it? What was I gonna say? I have a chest here. Collect loot. I know this one unlocks at the end of the event. Oh, did the reset happen already? What time is reset? Is reset 12? Is reset 12? December 15th. Hey, close enough, man. Close enough. Well, wait. What's gonna happen when I? Oh, this is my my ranked rewards. Guys, look at that. I got the helmet. I got the helmet, guys. Check it out. Hours of grinding. Hours of grinding. Mr. T-Man joined me. Guys, I got the emblem too. Look at that. Kenny, thank you for the resub. I appreciate that. 11 months. 1 week to Renegades. I got the helmet. Let's go. Yeah, I have not played at all, man. I have not played at all. I played a little bit today. I don't know what this chest is gonna have. A mark. Sweet. I like this little setup they have going for Devrim. But, oh, and they have the Sparrow on display. That's nice. Anyway, let me go ahead and just pull out a chair here. So, this music is bothering me. I tried to skip it and it just didn't work. I got the helmet. I got the freaking helmet. So yeah, it's been a minute. I've just been taking a break. I'm not like done with Destiny. I don't like hate the game. I'm just taking a break. T-Man has the helmet. Needed a bit of a reset, and I was just having a lot of fun with Pokemon. Speaking of, today at 2:30. Today at 2:30, the Black and White Nuzlocke, or Soul Link, my bad, Black and White Soul Link. That video is going live. I've been chiseling away at it for the last week or so. We didn't finish it. I just took the footage we had because I thought it was really funny and put it all together for a video. So that's coming out today, right after the stream. It's like 46 minutes long, I think, I want to say. So it's long. It's a good video though. I really like it. I had a lot of fun with it. So that's dropping, and then what else we have going on? Obviously Renegades next week. I'm taking this week so chill because I want to really hit the ground running with Renegades. Like so this is gonna sound really weird, and it's probably not gonna be reflected in the content that I end up making at all. But I want to take Renegades more seriously, and what I mean by that is, like, I want to. There will be silly content, don't get me wrong. I have like 3 videos planned already, but I also want to, because of the state that the game is in, and like, look, I'm tired of it at this point. You know, I haven't been playing. I want to actually give feedback and try and be a productive member of the community, because, you know, being silly all the time is fun and all, but I do want to actually digest and analyze this expansion from a more analytical perspective, if I can. I may get on and just be having such a good time that I'm like, whatever. Or I may hate it so much that I'm like, whatever. But I doubt that'll happen. Actually, give me 1 second. Untrack me, Tiny. Untrack me, Tiny. The hand is up. I gotta take my frickin' hoodie off. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. It's still tracking me. Why is it? I literally just told you not to do that. And we'll make predictions here in a second. What the fuck? Is my game chat still turned on? Tiny, what the fuck? I guess my game chat was on. Who is this Tiny? They said, Tiny, untrack me. What the fuck? Untrack me. There we go. No, it goes right back. I fucking hate this camera, dude. I fucking hate this camera. Stop it. Untrack me, Tiny. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, it worked. Oh my god, it worked. Holy shit, it's hot as a bitch in here. What the hell? Okay. That's better. It worked! Track the cat. It should track the cat, shouldn't it? It should track the cat. Alrighty. So yeah, as far as today, what we got going on today, I looked at I'm actually going to pull this up here because I want to go through this with you guys. The buffs that happened.
The Tommy just resubbed with Prime Game.
The Tommy, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate the sub. Did we miss a shirt moment? You did, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Bungie.net. So, okay. A couple things, actually. I made a post the other day. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Let me first divulge what we're doing today. Buffs. Today, Bungie is having another developer stream. Their final developer stream before Renegades. I want to look through this with you guys in a moment here. Their final developer stream before Renegades goes live in 7 days. Exactly 7 days. So I don't know what they're going to show us. I think they're going to show us some stuff pertaining to the new activity and the exotics. I think it's activity and exotics, I want to say, which I'm so sorry, Warlocks. You guys keep getting the short end of the stick. I know I'm sitting pretty with the Titan jetpack. That shit is awesome. The Warlock, what is it, legs? I think it's Warlock legs. You guys are literally just getting an ability that both of the other classes already have, but you have to wear an exotic to make it happen. So I'm sorry. I apologize for Warlocks, but Titans are eating good. We've been eating good since Edge of Fate. We've been eating good since Final Shape, honestly. Our exotics have been solid. But they're going to show us exotics. They're going to show us the activities, I think, which I'm really curious to see, because I don't think that we're not getting a new destination. We're going to Mars and Venus, but we're not getting them as patrol spaces. I believe we just get them in activities and in the campaign, right? I don't fully understand. I just mean, like, I'm not the type of person that really cares about, like, I know Warlock's got a bunch of buffs, and everyone just got a bunch of buffs, really. I just mean the exotic is lame. Like, I like exotics that are flashy. I'll take a flashy exotic over a good exotic any day of the week. Which is probably why I don't get invited to Bungie, by the way. I should also divulge. I was not invited to Bungie. I haven't played it. I truly don't know what we're getting. So, like, I'm not just, like, feigning ignorance here. I actually have no clue what's about to happen. Why is my... Oh, it's not plugged in. That's why. I'm an idiot, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, flashy, which is interesting, right? Because Warlocks... Here we go. Yeah, that's better. This is my bone to pick for Warlocks, not by a Warlock. I feel like Warlocks, being the sorcerers, have the most potential for cool stuff, right? Like, I feel like you could do so much with Warlock exotics and with Warlock abilities that they just kind of don't do. Like, Hunters and Titans, I get that maybe sometimes, especially Titans, I get that maybe it could be hard to think of new things, but they're not. I mean, we keep getting really cool exotics, but Warlocks, man, I'm like, y'all are sorcerers, and you're telling me the best you can do is we suspend when we throw down a rift? Like, no, that's lame. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'll take a flashy exotic over a good exotic any day of the week. I like flashy, new, just fun things. But anyway, so that's what we're doing today. Still waiting on the Redacted Beach episode. Keep waiting. We're watching their stream. We're gonna get the launch trailer. I think I saw one or two of the leaked stills, but I didn't go searching them out because I wanted to have an authentic reaction watching it here with you guys for the first time. So I truly don't know, you know, anything. Hellion isn't flashy enough for you? No. I think Hellion is super, like, I think the Edge of Fate exotic was so just buns lame. For Warlock, not Titans. Titans were eating good, but really, just, we made your Hellion a little better. Like, I just think that's lame, you know? I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what we got going on today. Obviously, Renegades we have dropping next week. I'm going to try to... We're not doing a Christmas calendar this year just because I don't really feel like it. And when I do the Christmas calendars, it kind of eats the entire month of December, and I'm not able to do anything else. And last year, people didn't seem that interested in it anyway. Like, compared to other things I felt like I could have been doing. So, not doing a Christmas calendar this year for those reasons. But I want to circumvent that by just streaming a lot. I want to stream as much as I can for Renegades. Like I said, I want to... Every time an expansion rolls around, I get into this mentality, and I never really follow through with it. I almost did with Edge of Fate. I want to understand the game and try and make it fun for myself again, you know? Because, like, as a mid-range, like, casual to, like, honestly, right now, a very casual player, nothing they have talked about speaks to me. Nothing. And so... I kind of, part of me wants to try and see it from the perspective of someone who maybe is interested in some of the things that, some of the direction that Bungie is pushing the game in, right? Because at the end of the day, I still like the game, I still enjoy it, I still have fun, I was having fun playing earlier, but specifically haven't used it as basically it isn't an exotic. Yeah, it feels like an aspect, right? Which I guess a lot of exotics feel like aspects, but it feels like a particularly lame aspect, I guess is what I'm saying. When the dungeon comes out, who are you playing with? I'm not sure yet. I have to figure that part out. But we will be playing it, and we will probably be soloing it. Probably. Unless it's so crazy hard that we're just not going to, I'm sure we'll solo it. Oh, but anyway, so when I read this article the other day on all the buffs, I literally skipped the bit with Hunter and Warlock because I just don't play them enough to understand. I did see this bit about the 6-shooter doing increased damage to non-combatants, increased damage to boss combatants. Hunters and Warlocks, though, because I read all the Titan stuff. How are you guys feeling about the buffs that they announced here? Like I said, I have not read them. I'm just curious, like, temperature gauging how you guys who are informed in all these things, how you feel about it. I see, yeah, they hit all the classes here. Even Threadrunner, what are they doing to Widow's Silk? Looking at a grapple tangle for a short time now overrides your grenade ability with a free non-offensive grapple. A non-offensive grapple. This allows you to give grapple capabilities to fellow guardians who don't have strand or grapple equipped. Oh, that's neat. They seem fine. Someone commented, I made a community post. I made 2 community posts recently. One on this. All hunters have plus marksman dodge. Here's ammo pickup radius. That's nice. I don't even know if I forget that it can do that. Reduced melee energy gain from 50 to 30% in PvP only. Someone commented and they were like, not gonna lie, the Sentinel changes, I really liked the Sentinel changes, are more of a nerf than a buff. And I was like, what? Because they were like, unless the shield throw does like mega, like big damage, then it's more of a nerf. I'm like, I don't think it's a nerf. If you add something to a subclass that gives it another capability, you could still use it in the old way that you used it if that's what you prefer, but there's also this new avenue to use it that I think is more interesting. But that's just me. They still haven't touched Word of Dawn, which is crazy. They suck without the 40% buff? Like, enlighten me, educate me, because it sounded fantastic to me. I read it and I was like, this is cool. Like, okay, let's read this again. For the Titans who like protecting your allies, this one's for you. Your shield will now auto-reload your allies' weapons and grant them overshield. This isn't a full return of the free reload days, lunafaction boots, yada yada yada. Instead, it will reload all your allies' weapons every 2.5 seconds. When using low mag signs, Foco, thank you so much, my friend. When using low mag size weapons like rocket launchers, this will require some weapon switching to take full advantage of, which makes sense. Additionally, using this super defensively will now supercharge your shield throw, giving you a big damage payoff for protecting your team. Which we don't know what that is. I don't think they give numbers here. But the numbers they do give. Standing behind the shield now periodically reloads all weapons every 2.5 seconds. Now this is the banner shield, right? Like the big ass banner shield. Now grants void over shield to allies behind the shield. I thought it already did that, but that's cool, I guess. Damage bonus while behind the shield reduced from 40% to 25%. So I guess that's the nerf you're talking about, but then you get all these other things. They probably changed that because of this. I figure. I'm no game dev, but I figure. Blocking attacks and protecting allies now charges shield throw damage. Note this puts a bar on your screen. Yeah, blah, blah. Oh, and blocking attacks now extends super lifetime. So, okay, here, what's your argument here? It was unused with 40% buff, one of the highest buffs in the game. The other buffs are nice, don't get me wrong, but moving it 25% completely nullifies the other buffs. What I think we need to wait and see is how big of a change all these other changes make. Because, and again, I am, like, as far as my current playtime this game is concerned, I might as well be a casual. But like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're if all your allies are getting auto reloaded every 2.5 seconds, and you're getting this 25% damage buff, couldn't it still be on par or potentially better, depending on the loadout, depending on the situation, than it was before with the 40%? Since now you're potentially cutting out a lot of reload time. Like, is there not potentially a situation where that could be very, very useful? Because to me, in my little noodle up here, the logic checks out. Because, yeah, 2.5 seconds, like, that's pretty fast. That's not, like, a long period of time. Like, I would have been very surprised if they added this and didn't reduce the damage bonus. Now, maybe you can make the argument of, well, could you at least have reduced it to, like, 30 or 35, not 25? But I feel like we kind of just have to wait and see, you know, what happens. 90% of meta weapons are auto-reloaded with Envious Arsenal, something similar. That's true, but then, like, okay, so the first thing that kind of jumped to my mind was something like Outbreak Perfected. Like, would you not be able to take advantage of something like this with Outbreak Perfected? Or if you're down to, like, primary damage in a raid or a dungeon, like, could that be good? Again, I could be, like, way off base here. From my perspective, outside of, like, raids and whatnot, now, I was thinking about this the other day. Also, let me know if they go live, because I have their channel pulled up over here. But I don't think they're live yet. They are live. Oh, they are live. Okay, never mind. Let me hop out of here then. We'll just go to the change character screen. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Like, from where I stand, things in this game are either really, like, incredibly trivial in terms of difficulty, or like insanely hard, and there's very little in between. Like, does anyone else feel that way? Like, I should probably explain that perspective a little bit. Like, if you do, basically anything in the portal that doesn't have a shit ton of modifiers attached to it, it's going to be so incredibly easy that you could just turn your brain off, you know? If you do like a Grandmaster Nightfall, then you really need to lean up and start min-maxing, depending on the Nightfall. Some Nightfalls are easier, but you get the point. I'm generalizing here. To squeak out the win. And like, raids, depending on your team, can be very hard. But depending on your team, they can be very, very easy. So like, I don't know, man. I have found recent Destiny PvE so mind-numbingly boring, but I don't want to go like super down the rabbit hole of Grandmaster Nightfalls and having to use specific things to like get the win, because I also don't feel like the reward is there, you know? That's kind of been my issue with the game recently. That's actually why I prefer Crucible to just playing PvE. Like earlier today when I was playing Crucible the entire time just because it felt more rewarding. Even with modifiers, it's really easy. Depending on the activity. Yeah, depending on the activity, it can be very, very easy. And yeah, like, and as Andom says, we kind of just need to see. I think we need to wait and see on a lot of those buff changes because they could feel very differently in game. You can assess a lot with numbers, but you also kind of have to feel it out for yourself. You know, it's bad when I have more fun two-manning. Hey, I get that though. Like, I see the angle there, right? I don't know, man. Destiny in like, one thing I'm gonna be really curious to see, and this sounds so specific, like so specific, but something that I hope they kind of touch on in this live stream that I'm very curious about. So you know, in the activities, the Renegade activities, I should actually record just in case something crazy happens. You know, in the Renegades activities, where they flip those coins, they land on the ground, and they summon like an ATST or an airstrike or a Cabal drop pod or whatever. They summon those, you know, field wiping kill streaks. Essentially, is what they kind of look like. I don't think they're literally kill streaks, but you get the point. What I'm gonna be curious about, because it looks very cool, but what I'm gonna be real curious about is how quickly do those things spawn in? From the time that I hit up on the D-pad or whatever the input is, and I flip that coin, and it's on the ground, and the Cabal drop pods have hit the ground, or the ATST has landed in the ground and I can drive it. How long of a gap is there? The reason I point that out is because of how weak enemies in this game tend to be. Like, if I am faced with, let's say there's 6 Cabal in front of me, right? 6 Legionaries, 6 yellow health bars, whatever. Maybe if they're especially beefy, it makes more sense. But if my two options are flip this coin and kill them in a couple seconds in a cooler fashion, or just mow them down with my primary that can do the job anyway. Like, I don't know if what I'm saying is coming across. Beppis, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. 5 months. 5 months. Time flies, man. Like, I don't know if what I'm trying to say is coming across at all, but like, I feel like the stratagems need to be really fast. They need to come down quick, because if they don't, I'm just not gonna bother summoning them. And I'm sure we'll see gameplay of this today. This is like, I'm only saying this because of things I've seen in the trailers, but I don't know. What you are currently saying is the constant issue with the meta Destiny 2. Yeah, it's like, that's the thing, is when there is something potentially cool and interesting that I could do, that I would like to take advantage of, it's hard for me to justify doing that when my summoner with Onslaught and whatever the other perk I have on there is, I'm forgetting right now, can do it just as fast, right? Like, I need that quick, and not from like an XQC, like dopamine. I'm literally just saying this because in Destiny things are so easy to kill that you got to give me a good reason to be summoning that thing. These activities need to be actually challenging, difficult, and actually rewarding in the first place so that I want to do them. But I think especially that gameplay loop of challenging enemies that warrant calling down an ATST to do a job better than my loadout can. Make the ATST so good against these challenging enemies that I don't want to use my loadout. I want to call that thing down. I need to call that thing down if I want to win. That's what I'm hoping for. Oh, are we starting here? That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see, but honestly, I don't have high hopes, but we'll see. I have very little expectations for this stream, honestly. I'm honestly like, Renegades looks cool, but it also looks like a lot more of the same. You know, it doesn't look like anything super new. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be good, but oh shit. Is this a launch trailer? Okay, everyone shut up.
You are supposed to protect the people, not rule them.
Why is the bar not going away?
The time of guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
What the fuck? Why is the YouTube overlay not going away? Like the video,
No.
whatever.
I've been waiting so long for this. Dredge and hope.
Who is that? Who do we think that is?
They've shown me a vision I can't shake.
Oh no.
New Cabal, the Barrent Imperium, sprung up out of nowhere across the system. That doesn't just happen. It's the Nine, and I'm putting together a crew to prove it.
Oh, Eris is here.
What do you say, weapon?
Dredge and Bale, have we heard that name before? Is that a character in the lore?
Welcome to the new Mars.
Oh, that's cool.
Now the only law on Tharsis is the gun on your hip and the light in your hands. You'll do well here.
Oh, the ATSCs. Beautiful.
I don't relish doing business with these leeches. But we need to find out what the Dredgen are after.
Oh my god, that dude looks fucking awesome.
You crave justice. Why die for a criminal?
Why do you hate your own kind so much?
Oh.
It's time to take the fight to the Imperium.
These are some good shots there, freaking. Dude, Titan Exotic, man, so good. Strand pikes.
Finish it. And the Imperium is yours to lead. You will fall. The next time we meet.
Only one play left.
That looked really good. That looked really good. Who is that hunter?
Hey everybody, welcome to Bungie, or our Cantina today. We have converted our stream room in celebration of our
'Cause I have a
upcoming
theory
release,
and I don't
Destiny
like it.
2 Renegades, collaborative effort with Lucasfilm Games. We are so excited. My name is Dylan. I'm going to be your host today. We have a lot to go through. Have a few housekeeping notes before we dive in. Ultimately, if you are on Twitch, if you watch for 15 minutes, we have a fantastic emblem for you to earn. Seekers, not Saints. Make sure your
Guys,
Bungie.net account
is that
linked
hunter
and you
someone in the
earn this
lore that we
reward.
already know?
Additionally, our community team, hey community team, love you. They're going to be going through chat throughout this stream and after we raid Leopard Stealth, one of our good friends. We have 25 Year of Prophecy digital editions to be handing out. So make sure your DMs are open. Keep an eye out for a DM from Bungie. And yeah, you might get yourself a code for a platinum platform that we offer. So what are we talking about here today? We just had our launch trailer. Destiny 2 Renegades is launching in 7 days. Countdown right now.
The
7 days
cutscenes
from now,
looked
you're going to be
really
in there playing.
good.
We got blasters. We got the Praxic Blade. We have a new Vidoc that actually we are sharing today. And this is going to be called Making of a Renegade. So after we watch our Vidoc, we have a panel of developers on the couch. We're going to be talking about the Lawless Frontier, our new activity that is coming with this experience.
Okay.
Full of loot, full of fun experiences, and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's watch a new Vidoc, Vidoc 2, Making of a Renegade.
I'm hoping we have an actual Guardian versus Guardian PvE fight. Yeah, me too. I think we will.
Destiny with the
but-
Star Wars lens, like this really cool combination that hasn't been done before.
I can't wait to take the Praxic Blade to Mars.
Don't be a ridiculous fan. Just stay cool.
Wait, we gotta swat it up and play through. Oh yeah.
Oh, the cool looking drinks they got on the table there. Come on, Titan, do the thing. There we go. That's what I love to see. I had a
This
dream
is
about
why
that
we got
exotic,
into
by
games
the
in
way.
first place.
Okay, making of a renegade.
Early on, we developed this North Star, authentically Destiny, unmistakably Star Wars. It has to be something that feels like a Destiny story. It can't feel like a one-off. This can't feel like a side quest, right? Like this has to be a continuation of the Fate Saga.
I had this
They're like,
vision.
how do we make this work?
I knew it came from the Nine.
But with Star Wars beats
So
and Star Wars
nervous.
visual.
Oh,
This was uncharted territory for Lucasfilm Games, and
Hey,
this is the
Ripping.
first time
Thank
we're
you.
telling a story inspired by Star Wars within a different
That's cool
universe.
looking. Is that Venus?
At the heart of like, I think every Guardian's identity is like this healthy, independent, rebellious streak.
We were excited to actually explore that scoundrel fantasy, bounty hunters, the
Dude, the new
syndicates
Fallen looks
going
so
out
good.
and doing jobs with a ragtag team. We took inspiration from Star Wars to ensure the scale, visual language, soundtrack, and cinematic storytelling in Renegades delivered on everything fans will have come to expect from the franchise.
The Praxic Blade
I love it.
collaboration stands out to me.
Oh, I love it.
Because lightsabers are so iconic, it was absolutely critical to get that balance right.
The team at Lucasfilm Games was just so
We used the
solutions
Force.
focused. It wasn't, no, it has to be this way. It was a lot of back and forth and asking questions about how would this work? Well, let's talk about it. All right, oh, so we need a different energy source. Okay, what would that look like?
It was all about like what is best for the player.
I like it.
When we announced this collaboration with the studio, James may or may not have been wearing a fighter pilot helmet.
Yeah. Destiny and Star Wars shared that same beating heart. I was like, oh, this is gonna be special.
What's the Drifter doing getting tangled up with them? I guarantee you first mission is going to free Drifter from
We were given such a unique
the Barren
challenge.
Imperium.
How can we achieve the aesthetic and the feel of Star Wars without losing the narrative threads that we've created so far for Destiny at the same time?
It wasn't until we found our footing with creating a foundation in Destiny that
Is that
things
John
started to
too?
click together.
I remember the first time that we went down to San Francisco. We had this really big meeting where it was the Destiny narrative folks on
that's
one
cool.
side and the Star Wars narrative folks on the other side.
That's really cool.
We broke the ice by just asking, what's the bad version of this? We had a really good laugh over what that looked like. And through that, we kind of uncovered that this should be the aesthetic, the vibe of Star Wars with the truth to Destiny's narrative that we knew needed to be there too. We begin 2 months after the Edge of Fate has happened. The
2
world
months.
has moved and changed, and we're still trying to figure out what Binding the Nine means.
The Vanguard have redacted the prophecy of extinction.
They don't want the public to
said it.
panic over this prophecy.
The crux of our story is the Drifter asking us to help him break Vanguard law for good reason to confront a new rising faction of Cabal called the Barren Imperium. It's what drives Eris to help the Drifter out as well as the player Guardian.
Oh,
When we were thinking about
These
what kinds
cutscenes
of
look
characters
so
should
good.
be in this release, we thought about the kinds of archetypes we see throughout Star Wars.
Yeah, and Drifter is an easy parallel. He and Han Solo share a cocky attitude, both former criminals.
both frozen
In
and
Star
ice.
Wars, there's a plethora of sassy droids. We have our own version of that through Ghosts, and Blue is no exception.
Oh, look. Thanks for nothing.
Blue is a Drifter's
Oh,
ghost,
that's
and
cool.
I think as
We're
soon
finally
as people
meeting
hear
this
her,
ghost.
they'll be delighted and incredibly surprised.
Our voice cast is stacked. Dredgen Bale is portrayed by Alex Lee, who is amazing.
You are supposed to protect the people, not rule them.
And we also got
God
Hollywood
damn,
actual
he's so
royalty
fucking
Danny
cool,
Houston
dude.
to play Premier Loom, the head of the Barren Imperium. Being able to work with someone from that kind of IMDb page was such an honor, and I was completely normal the whole time.
Surrender to the Barren Imperium.
Loom became this sweeping militaristic figure that I think is going to be a really good parallel to Grand Moff Tarkin or other evil military leaders from the Empire.
So even though we're introducing new characters, we're still looking backwards at some of Destiny lore's most long-standing characters. Honor is another example of that. She's our Praxic warlock.
She's loosely meant to be a parallel to something like a Jedi in Star Wars. She was part
Knight of the Old Republic,
Vanguard
perhaps?
internal affairs group that would police Guardians on the usage of darkness.
Don't make me regret abandoning my post to help you.
Not now, Arnor.
Yeah, she has to grow up with the times a little bit because the world has changed and a whole lot of people are using darkness now. And she gets to grow and kind of ask herself, like, am I still adhering to my own values if I allow myself to be open to these kinds of ideas?
The Drifter belongs with us!
The Drifter left your cult long ago.
And
Oh
then
my
there's
God,
Bale,
it's gonna be-
Dredge and Bale.
Dredgen is
Okay.
a dark guardian that represents absolute
I have a
darkness.
theory about this guy, and
Dredge
I'm
and
not
Bale
happy about
doesn't
it.
like the fact that we're ruled by a city of immortals who can't step down and that weren't elected. He's got kind of a point, but his methods for addressing that point suck. He makes many bad choices. One of my favorite parts about a lot of villains in Star Wars is that they have just like the capability of making a right choice and then consistently do not make good choices.
Bale is trying to fill a hole in his life in all the wrong ways.
And he just can't, and he never will. But man, we're gonna hope that he does someday.
The time of Guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
I can't tell you guys why he's making me so nervous. I'm very, very nervous about him.
This has
Because
been an
I think
opportunity
me
where
and
you love
Destiny and
you
Bungie
love
had the same
Star Wars.
idea.
You want to do something.
I'm not
with
happy
both.
about it.
What are you going to put into it?
Oh my God, it was such a challenge at first. Finding that sweet spot of how do we make something that can live in both worlds and not feel out of place in either, but also feel totally new and exciting. It wasn't always about where do we find the exact
That
middle
looks cool.
ground, 50-50 Star Wars and Destiny, because at that point, you're feeling almost a little derivative.
There was those moments along the way when we were like, this is just Star Wars. This is not the purpose of the collaboration. We want to have something kind of new that makes you think of both. I remember when we were trying to figure out what we're going to do with our new Cabal.
We started in that place where it's just Cabal wearing a stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until we injected more of that weird alien design of a lot of these armor sets.
Yeah,
that
that's
was kind of what
that's a lot
switched
better.
it over from
That is
this
a
is too
lot
derivative
better.
to this is really working. I think it comes through in the visuals and every single map. There are little Easter eggs and little
Yeah.
treats here.
I'm
and
glad
there
they
that
had
we
those
hit around, and
conversations.
Lucasfilm Games has been awesome at collaborating with us and even putting some of their input onto our maps so we can really give the players something exciting.
Dark Guardian's been in the lore for a while. No, I mean, I think we had the
Switch flipped in my head
exact
like, oh,
same idea.
we would never have done this without this
You'll see.
collaboration was the syndicates.
Yeah.
We're going places with
Oh, these new Vex are
Vex and the Elixir.
The new Fallen are cooler.
We really weren't going to go before.
Oh yeah, and trench coats.
And trench coats, yeah. We have Vex and trench coats that are playing cards.
So cool.
It's so
So,
awesome,
so
and I
cool.
don't think we would have dared do that if we didn't have this opportunity.
No, and it was the perfect time in our universe to do it too. The
Yeah, Ruby, I
Star
clocked
Wars
that too.
fans on the team just
I
start
clocked that
coming
too.
out, telling their stories about what they're excited to build, and far be it from me to get in the way.
We make a lot of weapons.
Oh,
in
was that a
Destiny.
stasis shield?
How do you take a weapon in Destiny, which we have literal like 4 digits of guns, and
Understatement.
right, and make something that feels new but also does justice for Star Wars? And Blaster was really obviously the choice. They're roughly in 2 groups. There's dynamic blasters, which are intended to be harder hitting, firing a ton.
Oh, we're fighting the sentient Vex? Oh, I don't want to do that. No, they
And
have
then
like
we
hopes
have
and
a number
dreams.
of balance blasters. As you're shooting, and the heat is building up, you're going to have a venting opportunity where you can hit a perfect vent. It's like
That's cool.
functionally a reload, so you can start shooting again much faster.
Sweet.
I was wondering if all blasters were hand cannons, but clearly not.
I gotta ask though, what about those Cabal blasters?
Yes.
Are they accurate?
What difficulty are you playing on?
What difficulty are you playing on?
We have swords in Destiny, but we don't have a praxic sword. We don't have
We
a
do not.
lightsaber approximate. It's an exotic primary weapon that's kinetic, where you can reflect a bunch of blasts, kill enemies with it, and throw it out. And
Wait,
get
did
a
you say
ton of
exotic
damage.
primary weapon? No, he said heavy weapon, right? It's a heavy weapon. I could have swore it was a heavy weapon. Did he say primary?
having the sandbox be able to explore this new like ability ecosystem with renegade abilities.
Okay, yeah. How long?
We've taken so much of this opportunity and
that's
turned it into
cool.
what we can like grow.
Every corner of the game, from the art, the design, the audio, the music, the UI, the rewards, completely infused with the magic of the collaboration. It's really been a real treat to be a part of.
Yeah, super satisfying.
They definitely said it was a heavy. And when they announced it, right? Am I just tripping? Are we gonna get copyrighted for the music if we play it in videos? That UI did look nice. Yeah, that looked very nice. Tripping? Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Didn't mean to wake you up with that beat, sorry. The overarching theme for this was to create a score for this release that felt like it was cohesive.
Wait, is Michael Salvatore back?
We're all talking to each other and collaborating with each other.
Dude, can you imagine if they played
We were
like
able to
a
explore
version of
different
Duel of
ways
the
of
Fates when you
orchestrating-
fight Judge and Bale?
Different ways of writing with the orchestra that expand on the Destiny palette and make it fresh and new.
As a contractor, I think? Okay.
When I look at the Star Wars scores, there were certain elements that naturally fit.
That's true, Laren. Just because it looks nice doesn't mean it's going to be better.
Flourishes that would play
But it does
into a
look nice.
certain moment. When it's like, oh, I know I want something to feel more Williams, so I'll push it. Not this Williams, the John Williams. I'll push it more in that world.
Another thing too is the amount of percussion. I had some ideas that felt more full-on Star Wars, and once you like flesh out the percussion arrangement, it instantly sounds more Destiny as a result.
Yeah,
For me,
Star
a
Wars
lot
doesn't have a
it
lot
was
of
about framing,
percussion,
where
does
when
it?
I use a lot of the Destiny themes, how I set them up and how I'm transitioning in and out of moments are much more Star Warsy in terms of the harmony and orchestration.
I think the most exciting part about this was the opportunity to work with these guys and Mike.
You definitely made it a point to kind of bring us together and listen to each other's music.
But Brendan, you wrote something with the most beautiful oboe solo in it, and it drives me nuts that I didn't think of it first.
No one wanted to follow Brendan is what it came down to. Brendan's cues just sound amazing from the start.
I remember, Nolan, your first high action cue. Everyone was like, whoa, because it's really fast, really intense. Josh kept on like spinning around and looking at you.
Humans have to play this. Jeez.
Humans have to
Destiny
play this.
has like so many themes, and that's like a great vehicle for doing the Star Wars spin.
Our first meeting was discussing that main theme, and I remember hearing it for the first time. And everybody kind of perked up when we all heard it. We're all having ideas that were just a little bit different from one another. It was all sort of impacted what the final version of the theme was.
I'm not like a music guy at all, but like, how do you communicate certain musical ideas to other people that are also musically inclined? Oh,
that kind of teed off the main theme, and the fact that we were exploring the idea of this kind of anti-Guardian character set in this story of scoundrels. We wanted something that would be a backbone to tell a longer arc story. It has a layer of ominousness to it. It has a layer of mystery to it, but it can be turned other ways.
I felt a sense of menace.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to get to experience it with players.
Just really hope that personally I've written something that they can really connect with and love, and if I can cause a couple of goosebumps in there, I'll take that as a bonus too.
I hope players get taken on a journey that inspires them and makes them feel like this world is really unique and really special.
My favorite feeling as a creator is getting to watch someone's look of like absolute surprise.
I want players to feel hope, that exciting, boundless potential that
Damn.
Destiny has. And
Can that
world of
exact sound
possibility
play
Star
when I
Wars
do that in game?
unlocked.
Oh, look at that double team. Beautiful double team. Rancor.
I've been waiting so long for this.
I'm just gonna put this here so I can say if I was right later, which I seriously hope I'm not. I think that is a very specific person from the lore.
So what you just saw was our second Vidoc.
If it is, I'm gonna be very upset.
Or what it takes to make a Renegade. This is our moment to really peel back the curtain.
That was a good
and show you
Vidoc.
how
That was a really good
games are
Vidoc.
made. It's a monumental effort, and what you saw, it was a mix of our narrative design, audio, our collaboration efforts with Lucasfilm Games. Many thanks to everyone involved. Also, a few folks that weren't pictured there, ranging from design, production, test. Even a shout out, I got to give it to IT for keeping our computers running, and our services folks too for keeping our servers running. So today we're going to be talking about the Lawless Frontier. This is our new activity coming with Destiny 2 Renegades, and we have 3 developers on our couch to talk us through what we're seeing. It'll be a fun deep dive. So without further ado,
Ruby, I
let's get
won't
some
elaborate.
introductions. Eric Smith, we're starting with you.
In case I'm wrong,
Damage
but I
04.
really
Yes.
think I'm right.
My name is Eric Smith. I am a combat design lead on Destiny 2. You may know me from my work where I was the design lead on the Strand subclasses. I started kind of making the stasis abilities, and most recently the Renegades ability buffs.
Awesome. Yeah, next up, Tom Farnsworth. This is the first time that you and I are in a stream together, but a quick introduction for folks that may not have seen you in previous Vidocs.
Yeah, so I'm Tom, the creative lead for Renegades, and I've been at Bungie for like, I can't even remember, like 13, 14 years. Worked on Destiny 1, Destiny 2. The highlights were probably like Dreaming City, Season of the Splicer, 30th and Into the Light were the most recent things I worked on leading in this, but this has been an absolute blast to work on.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. And last but not least, our grid skipper aficionado, Taylor Bjorndal. How you doing?
Great. Yeah, Taylor Bjorndal, associate weapons designer, here to talk about all the rewards and blasters and the Praxic Blade and all the other stuff we made for you to chase.
Awesome. Yeah, so just for folks, if you end up missing anything, if we go a little bit fast, we got a lot to pack through. We'll have a VOD on Twitch and YouTube after this. And if you missed our Vidoc or the launch trailer, those will be uploaded as well. So what we're seeing on screen right now, we're launching into our Lawless Frontier activity. Tom, I would love to put the spotlight on you. Let's give a quick description. What is the Lawless Frontier?
So the Lawless Frontier is our core game mode in Renegades. You're going to play through some of the campaign, but it's really what comprises our end game. And the idea is that you're a renegade, you're taking on these shady jobs like bounty hunting, smuggling, and sabotage from our syndicates, and you're doing so.
Look at that. Well, it's a special
weapon.
weapon.
Your power and your riches, and of course to get some sweet loot.
But he said primary.
And when you talk about bounty hunting, sabotaging,
Confused
that kind
by
of
the
stuff,
blade.
those are different types of this activity, right?
Yeah, their bounty hunting is all about taking out a key syndicate boss. Sabotage is about blowing the heck out of everything with your renegade abilities, dropping airstrikes on Cabal vehicles, and smuggling is about grabbing everything that isn't tied down.
Yeah. In true fashion, when you're going into a dangerous spot, you got to just grab whatever you can find, right?
Yeah.
So today we're going to be focusing on a bounty hunt, and I believe you said this is kind of like a quintessential Destiny vibe of an activity, right?
Yeah, it's probably the closest to a traditional Destiny activity, but you're going to start in the ready room, which is kind of a unique experience, and you're going to be able to.
No,
pick your
Ruby
renegade
said he
abilities in there.
specifically
Your
said
little,
exotic primary kinetic
shake buddy
weapon.
That's in there. You'll hop aboard.
But that's a
hop,
special weapon.
And you'll drop down to the destination. You can see we're already in on one of the Mars maps that we have. There are all these jobs take place across Mars, Venus, and Europa, and there's 2 maps on each destination. This is Hellas
One in the
Fortitude,
chamber on that
and
thing.
Right
That's
now we're doing a
wild.
bounty hunt, and we're working to draw out the intel officers to track down where our target is. After this, there'll be resurgence of the security forces of that target.
Posted
They'll
what
have
he
a,
said. I'd say it was
classic
right.
boss fight, but with a bunch of wrinkles thrown in for gameplay here of things, hazards that are at play, your abilities, maybe an invader. which we'll
Oh
talk
yeah,
about later.
look at his
And then
abilities.
you'll
Look at
exfil with your bounty and get some loot.
Badass
Take us back
finisher.
to our social space, Tharsis Junction,
Okay,
where you'll be able to spend
that's his melee.
your currencies to buy.
What did that
some
just
cool
do? What did he
blasters,
just spawn?
Or maybe some of the cosmetics and customizations for the Praxic Blade we're going to talk about later.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean, so as we're going through this, we're going to be seeing a lot of abilities that players know and love on screen, but we have new abilities,
It's feeling a little like Prison
that are
of
going to be
Elders.
for this activity. And Eric, you're going to be our person of knowledge here.
Yeah.
What do we got on screen?
Yeah, so Renegade
Oh,
abilities
look at this
is a
LMG.
new
Oh,
ability
that's
system we
so
have
cool.
in Renegades.
Okay, I'll shut up.
What you do is we have a brand new button for you to press. That's going to be R3 on the controller and then Z on the keyboard. And that's going to kind of switch you into a different mode that gives you new abilities for your grenade and your melee. That sends out one of these tokens. We have here on the screen, you can see we have one called Revitalize that heals you and provides you with ability energy. And then we have the other one, which is the Deflector Shield, which is this zone I can sit inside and shoot out of, and it blocks all the incoming damage. It's also going to, for my allies who are inside the shield, it will amplify them and then jolt any enemies who pass through it. And all of these have 7 levels of upgrades. So when you first start, they will have certain functionality and certain strength, and as you upgrade them, they're going to get better and better. And they really change the gameplay, right? Like they're kind of these pocket supers almost, that as a hunter, I'm able to be like, I'm going to build support, right? I'm going to choose these 2 support
Can you deflect the
Renegade
hypernova?
abilities and make sure my team has what they need to survive this tough environment. You can also see in this mode we have non-regenerating health. So things like that Revitalize Renegade ability are really going to come in handy to be like, we need to take a break and heal. Let's pop over here to some safety, and anyone can build into that if that's what they want. You know, we have things like vehicles that you can pull
So it's
in,
like,
or you can
is it
call
kinda like the
down
Nether?
from your ship. So that's one thing. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah, well, before we get to the ship, actually, let's talk a little bit more about the health mechanics in here. Because we had this in some previous activities like Nether, and we got a ton of great feedback on like how much you get back, how you get it back, and I've seen already in this activity, as you're going through, there are some pots, there's some ways that you can get it, there are the Renegades abilities, but Tom, if you want to talk a little bit more about it.
We took Nether as a base, but I'd say this is a little bit more forgiving. The way that health works is, yeah, you've got a large pool of health. It does not regenerate at the top level, but if you get down to 0, it will regenerate to the base shield, so you're going to suffer the red flashing screen. And you can either use a normal sandbox like a rift, a healing support weapon. You can crack open these pots that have those little healing orbs you can see on the screen to get some of your health back. Or you can use things like Revitalize and like build your Renegade abilities into kind of dealing with those kind of challenges we're putting in front of you. And one thing that I really like about this mode is like we've got, you know, Expert, Master, Grandmaster, and on the Grandmaster you're really gonna need to use all these abilities that kind of like coordinate with your teammates and kind of build a loadout.
I like the look of this heavy sniper.
Awesome. Yeah, so going back to, you had mentioned the ship when we're using our Renegade abilities. And I think earlier, outside of the Vex Dome, there was kind of like an airstrike that happened too, right?
Yeah, we have a strafing run that you can upgrade, and your ship, so the one that you have customized and
I was about to ask, that's
put
cool.
your shader on,
That's
will
cool.
fly through the arena and drop
That's
bombs.
really
in sequence,
cool.
Right? And as I upgrade this,
Thank you.
it gets
Involve
more
our
and more
ships.
devastating until it like is, you know, beyond any of the supers we have in the game. It is
Beyond the
it's
supers.
There's another one that is
Okay.
the Cabal drop pod, and what that does is, you know, if you're familiar with the Cabal drop pod, it is this giant metal ball that slams into the ground. And in this case, it is almost like a supply drop because it's full of ammo, and it's also going to squish anything under it. And it does incredible damage. Not only that, but it will damage you and your teammates. So you got to be really careful.
It will delete them.
Yeah, just delete them. You got to be careful where you drop this.
Offensive supply drop.
Yeah, but you can be the Cabal now. You can turn it around on them.
Yeah. So Bjorndal, we've had
What is
you
that?
kind of sitting quiet over there. I'd love to talk about the blasters that our players have been using. So in the Vidoc, we were talking about the balanced blaster and the dynamic blaster. Can you break down each, just a quick review of each, and then we can talk through some of the reload mechanics?
Yep, sure. So yeah, we have 2 sets of blasters, or 2 different kinds of blasters. The dynamics are like more aggressive, harder hitting, faster rate of fire. They can like generally punch above their weight class, but they're like a little bit harder to manage heat on. The balanced blasters is more like a rain of bullets. Like I'm just gonna unload on a big pack of stuff and like really have like a deep mag.
Cool. And what you can see on screen right here, these are going to be all the blasters that you can get from running our Lawless Frontier activity, and then we'll actually have a slate of blasters that you can earn through the dungeon, which we'll talk a little bit about later.
Okay, we're talking
but
about
yeah,
the
when
dungeon.
it came to really balancing blasters and bringing them into Destiny as a new
That
kind
is
of
Din
weapon
Djarin's
type,
rifle.
I would love to hear what were the challenges, what was some of the fun in developing those things with the team.
Absolutely, yeah. So like one of the things that was in the Vidoc was kind of finding the balance of like how much Star Wars versus how much Destiny we wanted on these things, and it was a collaborative effort with basically everybody on the team. These were Mercule's project for most of this release.
No,
but
I
it
did.
was,
Like
a
I knew it
big
looked
effort
familiar. I
on
just didn't know it was the
design, test,
Mandalorian's
animation,
one
audio
specifically.
to really sell the experience of using these and to make them look
jetpack
and feel the
looks
part
so good.
for like what people would expect from both the Destiny gun and the Star Wars blaster.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, since we're on the topic of loot and gear, our Guardian right now is using the new Praxic Blade and also getting
Cyber,
smashed by
hello,
a
hello.
Cabal drop pod. But I'd love to hear about the customization that y'all developed for this, and this can be Tom and Bjorn talk to it. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so you're going to get the Praxic Blade by collaborating with Honor throughout the campaign. She's going to like deem you worthy of earning it. You'll go on a cool little quest that I don't want to spoil to earn one for yourself. And then post-campaign, you're going to unlock the ability to customize it. You're going to be able to change out your dark matter crystals and change the color of the blade to match your personality. And you're going to be able to change a bunch of different mods and gameplay elements, right?
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of different things you can kind of swap to fit your playstyle on this, where we have forms, cores, mods, and 4 different catalysts on it. And the forms kind of change like how you can get ammo back and give you some damage bonuses based off of different gameplay styles. And the cores let you apply subclass verbs to a different part of what the weapon does, depending on something that matches your subclass. So like you can add sever to like the saber throw, or
so it's a different
else.
crafting interface than base weapon
like
crafting.
weaken or jolting.
Yeah, it creates these really
You
cool
did miss the
combos
launch
where
trailer.
I am strike, I'm throwing to debuff enemies and then getting it
They
back
already
and
posted it though on
striking.
their YouTube.
Yeah, and during a couple of our trial runs with this, you were talking about there are some animations and different combos in your melee structure, right?
Yeah. So there's like a 3 or 4 hit combo you can do.
I hope it's not
where
just the
you
base
will
sword
end it
sound
with
like
like
it
a
is
big
here.
spinny move that's
I
like
do hope
very
that's
thematic. Almost kind of like how the Arc Staff has like the little hidden combo there.
Awesome.
All right, combos
I
with the
did want to call
Praxic
out, we
Blade.
also
That's
saw
neat.
the Renegade ability, the turret that we have. It is called the Piker Mortar, and it is like the strongest turret we've ever built. Like it is, it has crazy range, crazy damage, and is a really nice, I'm going to throw this thing out to manage this part of the map. Yeah, while I deal with other stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, no, so as we're coming to the end of this activity, I'd love to just know kind of some of the narrative dressing. So as you're going into the Lawless Frontier, it's our activity, but also kind of like the feel of this experience. And there's a turf war going on. I know, Robbie, in a previous stream, we were talking about the turf war a bit, but Tom, if you could expand on that and how that sets up this activity.
Sure. So in the end game, the syndicates are in this kind of ongoing turf war across Mars, Venus, and Europa, and you can kind of take advantage of that by taking on their contracts that they offer and kind of winning out the day for them. But in doing so, you can extract maximum power, profits, rewards from them, and you can take anything you earn through engaging in these jobs and completing these priority contracts they offer. You can go back to the social space. You can they each have their own reward track, like the Pikers, the Tharsis Reformation. They offer weapons to unlock, new abilities, upgrades for those abilities. Some elements or mods for the Praxic Blade, and a whole bunch of other things like some shaders too. So you can kind of like rep your favorite syndicate on your armor, which is pretty cool. It's definitely with the Lawless Frontier, it's one of the most cohesive and deepest modes we've ever built. Like everything from this mode ties into the holo map, into the different mini game modes within it, into the social space. So like it's going to be exciting to see
I
players.
can't
kinda
tell if
feel
these
that
are different
quality.
shields or if the shield
Maybe get into
interface is
some,
just different.
the darker corners like Invasion.
Yeah, and I mean, so we've progressed. We've defeated the boss that we were hunting down for our bounty hunt.
I think the shield interface
and
is
this
just different.
portion of the activity is kind of emblematic of we're in a lawless frontier that's dangerous. Even after you've finished your objective, now it looks like you got to fight your way out.
Such a snappy sniper, man.
Every job in the Lawless Frontier, in this case bounty hunt, like it escalates over time. So it gets harder the longer you're there. So there's real pressure to get in, do your objective, and get out. Just so like right now we're in the exfil. This is the final moments of the activity. You send up a flare, you call your ship in. The Cabal are pouring down on you here. You're throwing out your Renegade abilities, and you're just trying to survive until your ship gets there. In this case, each of the 3 jobs, bounty hunt, smuggle, and sabotage, have their own unique mechanic. So for bounty hunt, you have to take out these 3 mini bosses.
I like that you can prime the coin. That helps a bit with what I was worried
so
about
as our
earlier.
fire team is fighting their way out, we actually do have a preview of a fun exotic that's coming with the reward pass in Destiny 2 Renegades. I believe we have a preview that we can share. But Bjorndal, if you could give a quick overview of our exotic machine gun.
Yeah, so
That's-
this is
oh, that's an
Luzaku. It's a very unique
excuse
machine
me?
gun. It's almost
The
like a
fuck is
necromancer,
that?
Broodweaver theme where you
Did I just miss that?
turn your enemies into these little nests of threadlings that you can like shoot and then spawn more and like build it up to.
That's not
to
this thing. I
control
was looking at that.
Yeah, and Threadlings just got a buff, correct?
Threadlings did get a buff. They're smarter than they were before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and sorry, so to segue more appropriately, over the last few weeks we've been doing a series of blog articles with Phil and the
Luzaku.
Sandbox team talking about the core game.
We
updates
turned
coming to Destiny 2
Luzaku into a
available to all
gun.
Players. So we have a lot of quality of life changes that are coming to your supers, your subclass abilities, all that kind of stuff that we just previewed yesterday. One of which, Warlock focused, was around Threadlings, your strand abilities. Yeah, if you want to cover that really quick.
Yeah, so you can see here the Warlock is moving while rifting, which is a huge kind of quality of life upgrade that allows you to dodge attacks, get into cover, close the gap while you're casting your ability. Works really well with the new Warlock exotic as well.
I'm happy for you,
So
Warlocks. That's
if
cool.
you haven't seen that article we put out yesterday, please check it out.
I might
There's
have to
a
go
lot
through
of
and read the
great,
Warlock changes,
buffs.
even though I
We've
don't-
shown hunters a
'cause
lot of love.
that's nice.
We love our hunters. We want them to feel powerful.
Yeah, we saw some feedback with the exotic tuning article. Hunters were like,
sure.
Wait, I want to see more. Which
You can
in the future, we
fire
will
in the
definitely have
ship
more,
when
but-
you
Oh, yeah,
board
and the
early?
abilities are
Talk
preview.
about the future, but we can't. But, 'cause, there's a
Please
lot of
give us
exciting,
ship combat.
Hunter stuff that we are working.
Oh
on.
my
So-
God, that's
with
cool.
The abilities updates for hunters, Golden Gun got a pass?
Yeah, so Golden Gun got a pass, does more damage.
Make it a
and has
combined
scorches
arms
on
kill streak.
impact.
That is so
We
cool.
fixed an issue where you had to step outside of your well to get full damage. Now you can stay in the well. Outside of that, we saw in the gameplay gunpowder gamble.
You can get
if you
in the
throw it
ship.
and you shoot it before it explodes naturally. It does more damage, more radius, and also spits out little kind of seeker projectiles.
I was wondering if that was an
Yeah, as we're
aspect
getting
or
our
if that
lead,
was just a new.
We need to cover the Titan changes for
Sentinel.
Sorry?
Sentinel.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, look at those
Sentinel
engrams.
Shield,
Check
we're
that out.
excited about this one. So Sentinel Shield is getting a shift a little bit.
A bit of a rework, right?
Yeah, a bit of a rework. The usage rates weren't great, and we want to provide something that is kind of on par with well, as far as like, what am I going to take into a raid to support my team? So in Renegades, your Sentinel Shield, as you're holding it up, your allies behind your shield are going to auto reload, and there's just kind of rhythm to it. So if you can fire at the right time, you can just be like rocket, rocket, rocket. So it is like the actual.
That's what I'm saying
damage
about the-
increase is big.
Like I
Not
feel
only
like the
that, but
cooldown
as I
time
guard
could
my enemies
circumvent
and
the
shield
nerf
takes
to the damage buff.
I'm charging this bar up that charges up my shield throw, and at full charge, that shield throw is going to do Thunder Crash level damage, which
I don't want to hear nothing
on how
about Sentinel
players use it,
Shield.
maybe you even get 2 of those out of a single super. Like it's strong. And that's what we want.
Yeah,
right? We
that's
want
what I'm saying,
to,
bro. We have to wait till we
provide,
have numbers.
That power fantasy to players. I think this.
Or
this
not numbers.
era
That was my whole
of
point. Until we
Destiny is
experience
like
it. That sounds crazy.
Yeah. We want players to have a great time and feel
Like, I wanna run that.
overpowered.
Never
I'm gonna hold
mind.
you to it. Yeah, I can't. I honestly
That's
can't wait.
crazy.
But, yeah,
Certainly
so
not
we finished our
Curus
activity, our first
Thunder
run of
Crash.
the Lawless Frontier.
Base
Now
Thunder
we're going to
Crash.
go into another. And Tom, you had mentioned in Vegas
Ruby said,
earlier
"Okay,
this
never
week,
mind."
and this is going to be our opportunity to show a little bit of that. A little bit of that flavor. We're going to look at some of the UI in the orbit screens and our new Hollow.
I
map.
never stopped believing in
and then we're
Sentinel
going to show
Shield.
what it is to be invaded. New optional activity type as
Fuck,
well.
man, they're getting me excited.
So
they're getting me
in
excited.
Invasion, like you might be familiar with Gambit. This is kind of like a new take on that kind of familiar mechanic here in Renegades, and we want players that kind of take on the role of a bounty hunter working for the syndicates, tracking down these renegades that are messing up their operations, taking out their commanders, stealing their stuff. And so you get to be kind
This
of playing
is
the other
so
side. You're playing their
Helldivers-y.
position. So you're allied with all of the enemy combatants on the field. You can kind of wade in amongst them and pick and choose the strategic moment where you want to kind of like lash out at these players and like steal their bounty.
Yeah.
And
So how do you launch into this?
so here's the holo map, just for everybody. This is kind of a standard interface for the Lawless Frontier. It's got this is how you access the social space, all of our jobs, and then in the end game we unlock the yellow node, which is invasion, and the red node, which is the contested territory. So we can take a look at the contested node here. This is where all like every day the syndicates are fighting over one of the maps on each of the planets, and you can kind of, as a defender, kind of throw in your pledge to the side you want to fight for. But these are also invadable nodes. So one thing I want to highlight is that invasion is opt-in. It's not a requirement. So if players don't want to deal with PvP, they can do like an expert difficulty for this, or they can just go to any of these other nodes on the map here that aren't invadable. But for the priority, the contested node on the highest difficulties, like that's where the highest rewards are. That's where the invasion is. Now, on the other side, if you're an invader, you don't need to worry about the nodes. You can just go to the invasion node. You need to have some death marks, which are a currency you earn by playing by just playing Lawless Frontier. You'll just accumulate them. And one interesting wrinkle here is you can actually wager those for additional rewards. So if we go to the little pane here on the side, there's these things. There's the death marks. You can interact with them two or three times to double and triple your rewards, which obviously you're taking on some risk here. If you go do an invasion and it doesn't go your way, you could lose those tokens, but I think a lot of players are going to want to do this because they can just get triple rewards on each invasion, which is really exciting. And on the other side, for people being invaded, if you take the invader down, you're going to get more time on the clock. You're going to get some revives back, and every time you kill an invader, they have the chance to drop extractables, which are rewards you can dunk at the end of the activity to get bonus armor, weapons. Yeah.
Stellar. So let's get our invader launched in here. We'll go back to our gameplay team.
Yep.
But while we're loading in, let's talk about what is the actual kind of approach to invasions. What are the objectives aside from seeking out guardians and destroying them?
Yeah. So as an invader, you're gonna start in the ready room, which we're gonna show in a minute here. You're gonna pick your loadout, like what's the right renegade abilities to bring in, and we've seen in playtest there's like a lot of different fun combos here. Like, are you gonna bring in the deflector shield, and then like the other team's gonna drop one, and then you're fighting on the Venn diagram of the deflector shields, or are you gonna just be a little more brute force and drop a behemoth and like kind of like but try to be sneaky about it, and that's pretty hard to be sneaky in a giant
Behemoth is the
walker.
ATST, yeah.
But you want to really pick those moments as the invader, because your goal here is to get 6 kills or 3 kills and 3 crests. Like you've got 6 points you need to get. You've got about 5 minutes to do it. You've got 3 lives. You've got just enough time to really kind of like get in there, see where they are, kind of like rotate around, and then do a surgical strike, and then try to get them all in one go. And if you're lucky, you can do that, but you've got a few chances. And on the other side, they're going to know you're there. They're going to see that there's an invader on the field.
Okay, so they know.
And
they know.
But they're also trying to juggle the objectives that are on their side. And
they don't know when in the activity it's going to happen, right? So it could happen early on, it could happen later.
Yep.
That's
but only
scary,
once
man.
Per only once.
Yeah, gotcha.
Cool. And then one of the fun dynamics here too is playing the waiting game. You can instill a little bit of anxiety in that team.
Yeah.
So you don't have to hop in immediately and go guns blazing. You can wait until they're at a pivotal moment where they're like, "Where's this guy?
Yeah,
What's
wait
going to
until
happen?"
they fight the boss.
That's creepy. I like
Someone breaks
that.
off to go find a chest.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
So,
but you have one
in terms of
opportunity to
balancing
strike
as well. Are there any like extra abilities or things that
I think that's what they
invaders are
said.
going to have at their disposal, or is it just a match of the renegade abilities?
It's mostly renegade abilities, though. Invaders will have, some amount of super, no heavy, and when they come in, we do highlight the PvE, the defender players, just so like they have a little bit of an idea where to go, and they can use that knowledge to kind of plan their initial attack.
Cool. Yeah, and it's been a bit of a balancing act as you've been going through this in the different cycles. In Gambit, like we juice that invader because it's a 1v4. In this, because you have the chaos of the Lawless Frontier and all that kind of stuff. Like you want it to be tilted a little bit because it's 1v3, but also you want to make sure if players are opting into this, they still have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
So.
And there's also the element of the non-regenerating health, which is a larger health pool, right? We've tuned it so it's more or less the same TTKs or time to kills as you have in Crucible, but players don't regenerate health, so you kind of have to take that into account
I
when
forgot
you
about
are.
So here's our invader.
That can happen, like for the invader, where they can kind of wear people
this
down
is
if they're
prep
not
phase.
paying attention.
We have our invader in their ready room. Let's talk about their Shank buddy here.
Yeah, here's our little Shank buddy. You want to speak to any of these abilities there?
Yeah, so we have 9 renegade abilities here. Huge shout out to Cat Sayers and the rest of the tech design team for all their work on these. Yeah, I mean, it looks like right now we got Nate picking the Imperium Behemoth and the Drop Pod.
Wow,
but yeah,
that's a lot.
there's a variety of ones to choose from. We got multiple. We have 3 different vehicles, and each of those vehicles have different upgrades with different functionality.
Yeah, and the Behemoth has like 3 or 4 versions of it too.
Yeah, there's like missiles and the audio and everything is just so good. Okay, so our invader has started. It looks like
So he's prepping
moving
his-
toward our targets.
his
and
abilities.
preparing to throw that coin. So you can see there they clicked that right stick, and that is going to ready the ability. They then throw the ability and just drop the drop pod to get ammo.
Oh my, dude, this is gonna be so fire.
Need some heavy
actually.
ammo to go into battle.
This looks so cool.
And Tom, before we were hopping in here before the stream, we were talking about like the size of the maps and how as an invader, like the first few runs you might feel maybe a little lost because there's a lot of space to cover, but as you get more acquainted with Europa or Venus or Mars, you can find better paths to get directly to the combat.
Got one?
Yeah, these are some of our bigger maps we built. They're more comparable to like our larger public spaces that we built.
Kind of put himself
in
in a corner
Destiny.
there.
And again, there's 6 of them, and like there's any number of arenas these PvE players can be in that you're going to be.
Oh my gosh. So our invader just wiped one out with the Thunder Crash and tried to hide and throw out the beacon for the
Walker.
The Walker.
He was gonna summon
or
a
the Imperium
Walker in there?
Behemoth, as we call it, but then got needle stormed right before they could jump into it. That was incredible.
So that's one of those strategic moments of like, how do I put the chess pieces down? How do I approach this and all that?
That was interesting because they invalidated that beacon, right?
Yeah.
Before they could use it, so the timing was impeccable.
Oh man. Oh boy, what was I just talking about? The size of the maps. Yeah, in rewards.
Could this be Gambit
I wanted
done
to ask
properly?
Really quick too. So as you're wagering, you add more and
No
more.
shade
Is
to
there
Gambit, but
like a cap? Is it double the amount of rewards, or do you have?
It goes up to triple. So each
shit.
additional death mark you put down is
Okay.
will double or triple it.
Here we go.
Try
Here
again.
we go.
Jumping in. We're already taking a lot of damage.
And the more
Oh yeah, he's
I was
cooked.
gonna do it. Oh, he bailed.
Oh yeah, he's cooked.
Did I get him? Who got who?
Oh, we had so many conversations leading into this of like, hey, we need to make sure Nate hold back a little bit. And now I think one of our gameplay folks is just like, oh, Nate, you're mine.
Deleted.
Yeah.
No, going back to rewards, the better you do as an invader, the more rewards you're going to get. So each kill, each crest you put on the scoreboard equals more rewards. And then those get multiplied by your wager.
Cool. All right. So
Invader got defeated twice. The Invader has, you said, 3 lives?
3 lives, and you can see up at the top of the screen it says
6
Invader
kills.
present still.
Okay.
So they're
Oh, he's coming back for revenge.
Oh, damn!
It's immediately shut down.
Shut down with the 3.
I'm never gonna let Nate lose.
with the 3 coin wager too, or the 3 death mark wager.
He made a little bit there.
Good job.
So that's the. I'm gonna put a little elbow in the ribs. The gambit you're taking. Ha 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 ha. So, all right, we've gone through some Renegades content, rewards, all that kind of stuff. I would love to shift focus a little bit to our general rewards update. So in the portal, in a bunch of different activities, we're going to have some new weapons that we're offering. We also have an armor refresh for a bunch
I wouldn't
of our
go so far as to say
activities.
even tuned. I do think we need to play it because some good players are going to
starting with our
work
Vanguard
people.
Ops sort of armor set. This is going to be earned through solo
I think that
ops,
was just
fire team
not
ops,
very good
and our new
gameplay
arena
on
ops,
that their part.
activity, which is bringing back 6-player activities to our portal, which is really exciting. It's going to be kind of like your militaristic, hey, I'm a grunt. I'm getting in there. I'm fighting the dark forces. The weapons, Bjorndal, up front, we have a new pulse
What is
rifle.
that
What do we got?
chappy helmet?
Yeah, it's a new
on the
arc
left and
rocket
right?
frame pulse rifle.
So Warlock have a hat?
We have a new slot option now to go with your mid-range grade. A lot of excellent perks on here. I know a lot of people love the arc perks on weapons, and now you'll have it on a rocket pulse.
And then we have a fusion rifle and a sidearm.
Yep.
I know people
Cool.
love that.
And then we do have some weapons that we're not showing in this stream, so stay tuned for launch. But next up, we're going to have our Pinnacle Ops. So in our previous season, it was a kind of streetwear samurai, and this armor theme is
Kendo.
And then we have two returning weapons that I know players have been pretty excited about seeing in the past. Some new perk combinations, but also a new heavy crossbow.
Yeah, so this is a new Void crossbow to kind of fill out our elements for the crossbow now, and I think this one can get box breathing, which is new.
Invading
should be
blueberries
pretty
could be a
good
little
for
rude, not
crossbows.
gonna lie.
Oh boy. So box breathing, aim down sight, get extra damage, and then run up to the enemy. Box breathing doesn't apply to Serrated Edge, but you pull the bolt back out and do some more damage. That'll be a fun loot. Next up, Crucible. So this armor set is actually pretty fun. Over the years, we've done thematic sets tied to weapon foundries. So in the past, you've seen Hake, you've seen Tex Mechanica, and now Suros is up
Finally.
to bat for the Crucible, and Shax is going to be
About damn
handing these
time.
out. We also have some weapons up to slate. Fusion Rifle is a returning favorite, I believe.
Yep, yeah, Riptide's coming back. We have a new aggressive Void hand cannon and a high impact.
It's about time we get some Saros armor, man.
And then let's see, last but not least, Trials of Osiris. So another offering for our PvP audience. A few eagle-eyed players may have seen this armor set yesterday. A little sneak preview, totally planned. But yeah, we have a new armor set for each class, and as you can see, coming back with the glows. So as you get more wins on your card,
the Titans
you can unlock gold or red or blue. And then we have some new weapons that are coming as well.
Yeah, like this lightweight
The
Void
pimp
pulse
armor?
rifle with your favorite model.
I admit, since the set came out on the moon, Eris, all the crufty bits on it, cleaning it up, having
It
what frame
certainly
type
looks
did you say?
Lightweight.
I like the Titan arms. Yeah, that's what I was locked in on.
Chef's kiss. I cannot wait. And then I believe also we have a preview of a hand cannon. Now, one of our folks on the gameplay team over here was whispering in my ear day by day, night by night, that these rolls are going to be a bit juiced, right?
Yes, yeah, this is a pretty juicy
It's a
hand
nice
cannon.
looking
It's
hand
got perks for both PvE, PvP. It's a Strand 140. You can get stuff like Lone Wolf Precision Instrument or Slice Explosive Payload. So you have a lot of options to pick for both PvE and PvP.
Awesome. Yeah, and across all of our activity types,
it for pyramid drip?
we're trying
Yeah.
to sprinkle out some things that players will get excited about. Not just, oh, I'm going to go into PvE to get the PvE gun. Like, there are some PvP roles out there that you can get from your fire team ops. There's some PvE roles that you can get from trials. And that doesn't even cover what we have coming in the dungeon, too. Before we do a little dungeon teaser, I do have a quick announcement as well as we're rolling through the list. We have an open access week that's coming on December 2nd. So for any folks out there that haven't played The Edge of Fate, that is actually going to be included in this open access week. So if your friends haven't played, if you haven't played, hop in, check out the beginning of our new saga, and earn some cool loot on the way. It's available to all players for that week, and it also includes some previous content as well, campaign and other. So let's see here. Dungeon. We want to talk about the dungeon. So Equilibrium. This is going to be our new dungeon. The race begins on December 13th at 10 a.m. So that's the second Saturday. We've already announced the time, but if you haven't penned it in, if you haven't gotten your fire team together, get ready for contest mode. For those that don't know what contest mode is, on day one, right at launch, this is going to be a very difficult difficulty tuned for competition. So if you want to go and try to be the world's first completion, this is your place to shine. And if you win
It's
world
gonna be
first,
me, chat.
we have a cool trophy.
It's gonna be
or,
me.
some goodies for you. So contest mode is going to be available for
Don't
the
doubt.
first 2 days, 48 hours of the dungeon availability. You can earn a really spicy emblem and some cool stuff as you go through that. And after World First has been declared, we will also have normal mode. So if you want to give a pass on some of that harder difficulty content, you just want to dive in and see what's on offer, that'll be there for you. Before we move on, we actually have a fun trailer to show. We can go ahead and roll it.
Oh?
6.
Oh, we've seen this.
Everything you've shown me, I've made real. I've marshaled a new Imperium to snuff out the light.
Yeah, we've seen it. It's a good trailer. I wonder if they'll talk about the Darksaber.
My violence is yours. You know what comes next. Give me strength. Take everything I have.
Good ass voice actor, man. Seriously good.
Welcome back. So
that was
watching
Dungeon
that trailer,
to me.
I just realized we actually missed something with Invasions. We were talking about the Praxic blade and customization. There are different saber colors, correct?
Yeah, there's a wide variety of classic colors that I think players are going to have fun chasing down throughout the end game and maybe even Invasion.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, we showed it on the screen. Red, Invasions. Yeah. So, okay, moving right along, ending out our show, we're going to be covering what is going on through the end of the year. So, during the launch window, we'll have some really cool things coming around. Vanguard orders are coming in week 2. And then after that, we're going to have the Dawning returning. So this is our winter celebration, our event, inviting Guardians to hop in, play some activities, get some fun rewards, and bake cookies for their favorite vendors in our tower.
Whoa.
Kitty
Tom,
armor? Just a really brief description for folks that may not know what
Titans
the
looks
Dawning is.
awesome.
Yeah, so the Dawning, you slay
That's like some Marvel
our enemies,
Rivals Black
you
Panther.
collect them as ingredients, and then you bake them into delicious treats you feed to your friends in the tower, like Zavala, and he's just got
They have like
thousands
chromatic
of
effects on them. Look at like
raining down
aura
upon him,
effects.
and he gives you a gift in return.
That's crazy.
Which could be, a spicy weapon roll, or you might maybe get some bright dust from some other pursuits and get this totally cool Winter Wolf armor.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Drifter is outside, like, ooh, you're putting enemies into the cookies? But, yeah.
It's
totally Drifter's into that shit.
The Winter Wolf set, this is going to be available for
They have a
bright
really
dust,
nice looking
just by playing
set,
the game,
by the
or if you
way.
want to snag it from Eververse for silver, go right on ahead. But also on top of this cosmetic, we have new weapons that are going to be a part of the Dawning.
Yeah. So we have a burst linear fusion rifle, a breach grenade launcher, and a precision sidearm. And then also with this excellent new holofoil treatment.
At Watermelon Boy, 8,509 donated $20.
That was incredibly generous of you.
Demands tribute. Here, Amphibian Man, more money for your endeavors. Enjoy the dough and keep up the good work. Glory to the Warden of the Spring.
Thank you so much, Warden Boy. That's incredibly generous of you. I really appreciate
that. Dawning
that.
preview
Seriously,
over,
thank you.
We are at the end of our show.
No!
Thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. As I said earlier, it has been a monumental effort. A ton of folks throughout the team have been crafting this experience, collaborating with Lucasfilm Games, and really just making something for you, our players. And we really, really hope you enjoy it. So thank you for coming. We're going to kick it back to our launch trailer here in case you missed it at the top. And again, if you missed the Vidog launch trailer, check out our YouTube.
Show it to us again.
And after this, stick around. We're going to be handing it off to one of our community members, Leopard Stealth, a friend to us for many ages, a guardian of all time. But also, I don't believe he existed before 2004, I've been told. So, 04 or bust. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right. Well, there you go, man. Here is...
You are supposed to protect the people, not rule them.
This looks really good.
The time of guardians as shepherds.
Drifter looks older.
Is over.
God damn,
No.
dude.
I've been waiting so long for this. Dredge and hope.
They've shown me a vision I can't shake. New Cabal, the Barrent Imperium, sprung up out of nowhere across the
Get this
system.
back up here.
That
We
doesn't
gotta
just
just watch
happen. It's the 9. And I'm putting together a crew to prove it. What do you say, weapon?
Welcome to the new Mars. Now the only law on Tharsis is the gun on your hip and the light in your hands.
Is he calling Drifter
You'll do
Dredge
well
and Hope?
here.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was all about.
I don't relish doing business with these leeches. But we need to find out what the Dredgen are after.
You crave justice. Why die for a criminal?
Why do you hate your own kind so much?
Oh, this next shot.
It's time to take the fight to the Imperium.
Dude, say what you will about Destiny. They make some good trailers, man. Like, how many attempts do you think this took to get perfect?
Finish it. The Imperium is yours to lead. You will fall. The next time we meet.
Only one play left.
Oh my, what is happening in this story, man? Holy shit. Did he seriously blow up the Traveler? I think that was like a vision. God damn, man. I'm gonna run it back to the beginning so we can just have the music here. Okay, so let's chat here. Let's talk. So a few thoughts. High level thoughts. Like general impression is that looked very good. I think that looked very good. I don't know why this is buffering right now, but I think that looked very good. I think the story looks incredibly intriguing. That was the biggest takeaway for me, was the launch trailer, and the story is looking, Cyber said a second ago, it looks like a full package story. It does. Like it genuinely looks really interesting. Far more interesting than I thought it was going to be. So that's a big plus. I don't know why this is doing this, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my I am still there. Don't worry. I'm going to get my music playing. Never mind. Fuck this music. Go to the other one. Yeah, it looks really good. But so the story looks good. I think the gameplay, the activity, I think looked very good as well. Oh god, now we're getting overlapping music, so we'll just turn that off. I think the activity looked really interesting. I think it looked really fun. The abilities, the destination abilities, looked decently fleshed out. There was like 9 of them, I think. Wonder why. The vehicles, you know me, I love vehicle combat, so I like that. The getting in the ship thing at the end, I think, was a nice touch. The Praxic Blade looks very cool. The UI for the Lawless Frontier looked interesting. We'll have to see it because it was very confusing at first. It was very Helldiversy. I like what they're going for. I like the idea of what they're going for. We'll see how it plays. Can I check Eververse? Sure. But okay, what else is there to say? Oh yeah, obviously, like, this expansion is not going to solve Destiny, right? They have a lot that needs to be done. That is not going to be done in Renegades. I think, okay, best case scenario in my opinion, the best case scenario for Renegades is the story is good enough and the gameplay is good enough to get people who have lapsed with Destiny 2 at least interested again. Like, oh, you know, that reminded me of what made me like Destiny, right? Yeah, I've never seen this tractor cannon skin before. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And you know, and hopefully shortly after that, they can follow it up with a state of the game, an announcement for Shattered Cycle
Star
and
Destroyer
The Alchemist. Star Destroyer with resub. Thank you so much,
just resub tier 1 for 2 months.
And the dungeon needs to be good too. Like dungeon needs to be good. Story needs to be excellent. Gameplay, because gameplay is where Edge of Fate lost a lot of people. The gameplay needs to be solid. Like the gameplay really needs to be solid. Quality of life changes, of course, all that stuff. Like, no shit, Toad. The expansion needs to be good. But I think that's like best case scenario. This expansion is not going to bring the game back. You know, this expansion is not going to be the thing that fixes the game, fixes the franchise, however you want to say it. But the best case scenario, in my opinion, is that it is the start of that. It looks promising to me. Obviously, like, if you're someone who's just completely lapsed on Destiny, I totally get it. I totally understand. And the game needs to do more to bring people like that back in. And I think Bungie knows that. From everything I've heard, I do think that Bungie knows that. What the hell? I have not seen this emote before. That's cute. I think they know that. Worst case scenario, we talked best case, let's talk worst case. Worst case, this expansion comes out and collectively everyone just kind of goes, okay, the story was fine. It wasn't great. It kind of just felt, and this expansion kind of just feels like Star Wars. And the activity, Lawless Frontier, doesn't really move the needle all that much and feels half-baked. I think, and then you lose even more people because they feel like, well, this didn't rope me back in. This just felt like a side quest. This expansion cannot feel like a side quest. It needs to feel important. It needs to be epic. It needs to, you know, do all these things so that hopefully next year Bungie can really start strong, hit us with a fat state of the game, you know, this is where we're headed. This is what we're doing. These are the big changes we have planned. Because, like, look, Bungie after Edge of Fate, they did not, I don't think Bungie was quite prepared for the post Edge of Fate fallout, you know? I don't think they were quite prepared for that. I think that surprised them. Whether it should or should not be surprising, you know, is up to you. Hey, Mr. Blade, the 26 months. Dear God, thank you, my friend. 1 to 10, how good was the stream? I'd say it was like an 8. I thought that was a really good stream. I think everything I saw looked really cool. Some of it was confusing. Some of it was very confusing. Everything I saw, I felt looked very cool. But yeah, man, I think if this expansion is good, if it's very good, then it could be the springboard that Bungie needs, to vault themselves into a better 2026. I hope. I want what's best for the game, man, and that looks really good. I can tell that a lot of time and attention and care went into crafting specifically like the cutscenes, the story, and I liked the comment. I think it was Allison said it. How do we make what is the bad version of this, and how do we not do that? You know. I think it sounds promising. But we'll see, man. That is next week. I'm also very, very nervous about the villain. I think me and Bungie had the same idea. Once again, this has happened multiple times, by the way. I'm not actually like, I'll joke about the situation, but if we end up doing the same thing, I'm not actually like gonna be like upset at them. It looks really cool. I don't think, general thoughts, I know I'm kind of repeating myself here, but I don't think it's gonna move the needle as much as a Final Shape. Not nearly. I don't think it's gonna move the needle as much as a Witch Queen, or as much as Lightfall could have. It didn't, but as much as Lightfall could have. But yeah, man, it looks good. I hope it's good. Lawless Frontier has a lot of potential. It also has a lot of potential to be kind of mid. another thing I want to talk about, rewards is a big thing. Like, personally, I don't think Destiny is a very rewarding game anymore, and it's not because they don't give you loot. It's because the loot that they give me, I don't care about. Like, I'm just very apathetic towards the loot and the grind in Destiny. So what I look for in Destiny now is give me ways to play that are just inherently fun and satisfying in a way that doesn't crutch on the loot grind. They've already kind of touched on power, and I think they have some ideas about power. I honestly think they're just going to get rid of power next year. I don't see this number really lasting. This feels like the thorn. Power feels like the thorn in the game's side that pretty much everyone is like very lukewarm to dislikes power. And I think Bungie's kind of starting to get that as well. But yeah, man, I know something came out the other day about a survey that they sent out. You guys probably saw, I'm sure there are plenty of videos on this, that some players got talking about ways, it was basically Bungie asking people for feedback, like which of these new additions to the game would excite you most, would make you want to play most, all that sort of stuff. And some of the things that they said were, if I recall correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but new stasis and strand abilities. I think SRL was on there. I think. I don't take my word for that. I don't know. And also, I should preface this by saying, everything I'm about to say, this does not mean they're actually going to happen. This just means they're gauging interest. It was? Okay, thank you. New Gambit mode, I believe, was on there. NPC allies and companions was on there. And I want to say that Combined Arms and like a new Crucible game mode was on there as well. Are those the 5? Am I missing something? Am I spreading misinformation? I think those were the 5. If you ask me, the like top 3 things that would get me back into the game and get me really, really, truly excited again. Better tutorial, clan housing, trophy. Was clan housing really on there? I don't remember hearing about clan housing. Was that actually on there? Better tutorial. Can you imagine? The things that would move the needle for me at this point, it's not stasis and strand supers. I know that's like a flashy thing. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Hey, I mean, that's good. But if you ask me, stasis and strand abilities, new stasis and strand abilities, while cool, and I would like to see that, I think we all agree that that would be very cool. That's a very temporary excitement dopamine rush for me, right? It's like, whoa, look at these like neat new supers, right? But I think that excitement would fade very quickly. I don't think that would hook people in for longer than that alone would hook people in for longer than like a couple weeks, you know, when the expansion drops. What I feel like would really move the needle at this stage in Destiny's life cycle is some combination of the following things, barring some crazy reworks, right? Sparrow racing, clan housing. Y'all are gonna, some of you hate it when I bring this up, but Combined Arms. I think Combined Arms is really important for Crucible because right now there is 0 variety in Crucible, like 0. And I think Combined Arms would be incredibly helpful. Combined Arms, as you don't know, is Big Team Battle. It's Big Team Battle Crucible with vehicles. It was in Destiny 1, but it's not in Destiny 2. It hasn't been in Destiny 2. And there was something else that I wanted to mention that I'm forgetting. And again, this is barring some like big. Oh, and of course, yeah. Some people would really enjoy seeing older campaigns coming back and are really upset those are gone, which I completely understand. Again, that's not going to move the needle for me personally because I've played them, right? But I get why people want them to come back. But yeah, man, I think this is like my off the top. I could think about this a little bit from now and completely change my mind on some of these things. But so we had 6v6. Why not 12v12? I don't know if Destiny could handle 12v12. Like, I feel like you need more fundamental Crucible chain to combined arms on its own wouldn't be enough. I disagree, actually. I very strongly disagree with that. I think, not like that I wouldn't like to see more come to Crucible, I would, but I'm just talking about what is possible on whatever budget that Bungie has, right? I'm trying to be realistic here. I've always felt like if you can even just give me 1 or 2 solid big maps for a combined arms to take place on, that you've just made Crucible so much more interesting to me. Because like Crucible and like Destiny's gunplay and its ability and its sandbox is good. Like the game is fun. I would like more ways to fight people, right? Like, how much do you play base Crucible? Do you really think about it? Yes, like 100% yes. I love Crucible. It's my preferred activity in the game, believe it or not, aside from like raids. Crucible to me feels very rewarding to play because you're outsmarting and fighting other people that could be, you know, better than you are. It feels rewarding to get kills, right? In my mind, the idea, and again, I'm just talking about ways to make the game fun, because right now Destiny is not rewarding to me. Does this have Eager Edge? Holy shit. Right now, Destiny is not rewarding to me because I just don't really care about the loot. In my opinion, a combined arms mode with tanks, sparrows, turrets, maybe even make a capture the flag type game mode on bigger maps, that would spice things up for me. I'm not saying it would save Crucible, but it would get a lot of people who maybe are bored of Crucible, feel like they've seen it all, or are just more casual and don't want such an intimate setting with Crucible. Combined arms would get those people in and would get those people to try things out. It opens up I think vectors to enjoy the game, avenues to enjoy the game, like vehicle combat. We're seeing experimental things like, I'm calling them kill streaks in Renegades. They're not actually kill streaks, but kill streaks in Renegades that I think could be interesting to experiment with in a combined arms. And I think that, you know, my go-to example is like, it's one thing to Nova Bomb an entire team, right, in Crucible and get that fat 6-player Dubski, but or 6-kill super. But I think there's something to be said about the player stories that come out when it's like, yo, the enemy team just summoned a tank and our Warlock has a Nova Bomb. The Warlock Nova Bomb's a tank. We got dudes posted up on turrets defending our zone. Like, that just sounds very engaging to me. I'm not saying it would fix the game, but that sounds very engaging to me. Was there anything interesting in live stream? I think it was a very interesting live stream. Definitely watch a summary video on it though, because it was a lot. There's a lot to talk about. And I'm personally really hoping that I'm not gonna hope too hard, because I think even if they did this, there's a chance they wouldn't necessarily do it right. But I'm holding out hope that Shattered Cycle is an Ahamkara expansion. I know, I'm that guy. I really want Shattered Cycle to be an Ahamkara expansion. And I really hope that that's maybe what they were referring to when they said NPC sidekicks. It probably wasn't. Let's be real here. But, and yeah, man, like clan housing would just be fantastic. I think clan housing would be amazing. I need more reasons to play Destiny that aren't this. I don't really care about this anymore, because it doesn't feel like anything in the game warrants me caring about this. I know some people disagree. I think the people that disagree are the people that run, you know, Grandmasters, Master Raids, all that kind of stuff, and want to min-max their gear. And if that's your prerogative, like if that's what you like, that's your prerogative. I think that's great. But for me, this does not matter anymore. I get so much loot that I don't even have a chance to digest any of it and really think about any of it. I don't appreciate the loot that I get, because I ultimately just try it out and then go back to whatever else I was using, which is probably this. That's just where I'm at, though. That's just where I'm at. I feel like the general hope for Crucible is to make it less nuts rather than more. I just totally disagree with that. You have those game modes. Why make it more simple? Like, for sure, the super sweaty, like, Crucible competitive people, go play your competitive, simpler modes. But give us something that's fun and bombastic and crazy, but not so cheesy, cheap, bombastic, crazy like Team Scorched, because that's just kind of lame. That gets old very fast. Like, just something that feels more hectic, but not so quirky, hectic. That's like gimmicky. Gimmicky is the word I'm looking for. I think that is what Crucible needs. I think Crucible needs some variety. The perks could be a little more interesting, not gonna lie, just not perks in a way. I don't know, man. You know my stance on this. I just think we're too powerful. I think we're so powerful that barring some crazy game-breaking like thing, I just tend to not really care about what's going on over here. I don't know, man. I like fun stuff. I like fun stuff. I like to have fun. I don't like to min-max. I don't engage with build crafting much, and I get that maybe that just means that it's like the game's going in a direction that's not for me. And I've said that before multiple times. Like I fully acknowledge that, but I like fun things. And I wish Destiny had more fun things. That's what I'm hoping for 2026. I know. Sizzling hot take. Sizzling hot take. Statement of the year. I'm making headlines with this one. Make Destiny fun again, right? But anyway, guys, I'm super hungry. It's 2:20, and the Soul Link video goes live in 10 minutes. That's what that means. The Soul Link video goes live in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go get some food, and start writing Redacted. Probably writing 2 versions of Redacted just to be safe. Exactly. We have so many methods of travel. Cough, Eager Edge, but like everything else is just like doesn't feel useful that much. Eager Edge, man. Sometimes I wonder if Bungie regrets adding Eager Edge. Sometimes I wonder. Anyway, guys, I say all this. I'm really excited about Renegades. I'm excited to get back into the fold of things. I want to try to really give this expansion its best shot. I want to really take it as seriously as I can. But yeah, man. Yeah. Next week, guys, 7 days from now, we're going to hit the ground hard with Renegades. The day after Renegades or the day after Renegades, one of those two, hopefully. We should be live streaming a raid challenge. We haven't done one of those in a while. I want to do, can the Empire beat King's Fall? That's the plan for that. I may do 12 hours in the Lawless Frontier. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still thinking about it. It depends how much fun it is. If it's looking really fun, we may just stream 12 hours in the Lawless Frontier like day 3. You know, like I really want to take this expansion by the horns. But that's next week. Let's take the next week. Let's take the next 7 days easy. Let's take the next 7 days easy. And the new dungeon. I freaking forgot about that. That's a week later though. By the balls. Let's take the next 7 days easy. Everyone cool your Destiny jets. You know, rest after Combined Arms. I know some of you grinded the shit out of that. Take the next week to rest. Enjoy some time with your family. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy Black Friday. Enjoy all that sort of stuff. And then we will all be dragged down to the Sarlacc pit that is Renegades next week. And I'm ashamed to say I'm excited. I'm ashamed to say I'm excited about it. So take care, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I know it's been a minute. I know we've been all over the place, and I think it's obvious. I have really just been taking a break with the game. Redacted is my pride and joy, so I've been working on that. We're going to film the last 3 episodes of Season 1 soon, so that we can... Obviously, it's going to be after Renegades, because we're going to be really busy with Renegades. Pokemon video goes out in 8 minutes. Me and Donovan doing a Soul Link randomized run of Black and White. It was awful. It was hectic. It was funny. I hope you enjoy it if you check it out. If you don't, no worries. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. See y'all next week. Let's just hope for the best, guys. Let's hope for the best, because this game needs it. We need it. We deserve it. We deserve the best. And hopefully they don't keep us waiting for a state of the game afterwards. I think that's important. All right. Till next time, Guardians. Goodbye.